Okay, guys, welcome back on Twitch. Hey, Talin.
Hey, Michael.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So I received a notification. Actually, you know what? Like 10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
I received an email in French.
In French?
Yeah,
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
From Damien.
That's
So he speaks French now.
He speaks French, I guess.
Yeah, saying,
You know?
oh, by the way, we have a new update of Adobe XD. You should check what's new. And I say, oh, you know what? It's better to call Talin.
Come in here and get it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First hand of what's new in Adobe XD, and also,
Yeah.
again, explain what is Adobe XD.
Mhm.
Also, Damien was saying in his project that there is a new beta program also. That was in the email, talking about,
Yep.
private beta program, I guess, for Windows.
Yes.
Which is coming.
Yes, coming. I've seen it. I've seen it on a Surface Book. I've seen it on a Surface Pro.
Oh, so this is coming.
It's
You
coming.
already have
It's
something
happening.
running.
It's happening.
It's
yeah.
happening.
For all the people sort of like, you know, waiting for Windows, I promise it's working. It's there. It's getting there.
Cool. So what is Adobe XD? How would you...
Yeah, so Adobe XD, right, is a brand new app from Adobe, basically for creating experiences on screen. Mobile app design tool.
So experiences, what do you mean?
So I'm talking about, you know, interactivity, you know, across multiple screens. So basically, you know, you open up an app and you want to, you know, basically sort of illustrate like how to move, you know, how you want to move in and out of that app. This is a tool for that, for designing apps. So.
Yeah, I started seeing some. So it's a preview since, when was it? March?
Yeah,
Mid-March?
March was a preview.
Public preview for Mac users. The Windows version is coming.
Windows is coming, and we've been doing monthly updates. I mean,
Windows
that's
is coming.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
pretty,
like Games of Thrones.
Windows is coming. We need a meme. We need a meme
Windows
for that
is
now.
coming.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've had monthly releases since March.
Yeah.
Which again, I mean, this is brand new for Adobe. I think releasing an app in this way and getting feedback the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is really great. So again, and all that feedback leads to what's next. So what's our monthly release?
Yeah, and what I like is that there is this website. Let me put the link here. No, it's not that. I'm just trying to. Oh, here we go. AdobeXD.uservoice.com. This is where people can suggest new features, but also vote for new features.
Yeah.
And what I like is that your team actually is very transparent and says, "Oh yeah, we're working on it."
Yeah, we're all on there. Zilla, all the engineers, the product managers, the designers, we're all there on User Voice. We're all there getting feedback, and again, like that's led to like what's in the next release. Really, is based on what's on that site. So.
Cool.
It's pretty exciting.
So maybe you want to show us what has been released yesterday?
Yeah, let's talk about the release yesterday. So if you haven't updated the app, if you have it and you haven't updated, go update. There's some great stuff in there. Just straight up, first off, like just better copy and paste. Again, like one thing about Adobe XD is that you know, many of our projects encompass pieces from many different apps. So now we have better copy paste from all the Adobe apps. Well, maybe not After Effects. I'll caveat that. The InDesign, Photoshop, and maybe not yet. We'll get there. But I think I haven't tried it yet. But I think you can paste from XD into After Effects. I'm pretty sure you could be able to. I don't know, but we'll have to try it. I haven't tried it.
I will try now. I will let you know.
Yeah. So that's great. So basically, like making you work faster across apps. Pokemon Go is taking over the world. So yes, the very all-important Pokemon Go updates. Yeah, so copy and paste across apps just got better, which really helps me out. Of course, I work, you know, in Illustrator and Photoshop all the time, and that's great as well. And then we have PDF export. So now you can basically select any.
Yeah, I remember a lot of users requesting that.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know why, but what would be the use case?
So the use case is that, you know, I'm working and I'm collaborating. Again, my team, particularly working at someplace like Adobe, is more than just a team of designers, right? We can trade that XD file back and forth, no problem. But if I need to, you know, send my designs to, you know, product manager or maybe a researcher or maybe an executive, you know, they need it in a format that they can consume and download and possibly comment on. And so PDF is really kind of one of those top requested export features. Okay. So basically, I would, you know, take, you know, part of my design, maybe take all the artboards I've been working on and just export that as one big PDF and send that off to my team for feedback. So yeah. So yeah, just one of those handy things again.
So,
you know.
So copy paste in After Effects now.
No, we didn't do it.
I can't make it work.
Okay.
Actually, you don't really paste. See what I mean?
You don't.
In After Effects, you don't really paste because you
really
have to import a graphic and drag and drop it on the stage.
Yeah.
So
so not quite the same.
No.
But InDesign, hey, you know, open up InDesign.
InDesign,
so that's pretty good.
nice.
Yeah. Or you know, I think you copy paste it just like into an email too now. But so yeah, so we basically have that, and then now I just blanked on the other two. So a really cool thing, which I'm going to show off here in a second, which is I can. So right now you can prototype in XD, right? Yeah. That's kind of one of the key things is I can design my app and I can prototype it. And a lot of times what happens is that you're to cover like every state of your UI, your prototype just balloons, right? You have to sort of cover like every possible state you might end up in. We just added this really handy feature to prototyping where you can wire up to previous. So however you get to a screen, no matter if you have like, you know, 5 screens and they all lead to one place.
You say if I type here, I go to the previous one.
Whatever it was.
No matter the journey or the path.
No matter the journey or the path.
That's so smart.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
Cool. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So you need to show me how to enable that.
Like, yeah. And there's one more thing, and I can't. It's like I'm totally blanking.
Zoom tool?
On it. Zoom tool. There you go.
Here we go.
See, I get kind of
ask the French.
Yes, they know. And those people, one of those ones have been hotly awaited and voted up by many people. Is over here in the toolbar. We have a zoom tool. So you can now select that tool and zoom to your heart's content. Of course, I'll just go ahead and use a trackpad anyways myself. But yes, one of those tried and true tools from Illustrator and Photoshop now there and available inside of XD. So
someone's asking, is it like Photoshop or Sketch plus InVision?
Yeah, it's not a bad way to think about it. You know, like to basically say like I can design my full app and then I can wire it up for interactivity. In a very direct way, directly on canvas, and I can export, or not export, actually publish a prototype to the web, and then I can send the link to that prototype to anyone in the world.
Stakeholders, users, so they can test the design. And as a designer, I mean, it's a good way to detect that something is going wrong. And you say, oh my God, maybe I should improve this, or this works very well, and improve the experience, and you improve it. And maybe convince some people that this is the right experience to do. And once everyone is convinced, when the designer is convinced, then you can talk to your developers and say, this is what we need. And even for the developers, I mean, it's great intel because they can see all the screens. They can start filling the interactions, the transitions. Yeah. It's better than just sending screenshots or a keynote file, which is still the case in a lot of organizations.
Exactly. I mean, the saying I like that's kind of one of those that's been around here in the industry, which is that a prototype is worth 1,000 meetings. Right. So if I can hand you a prototype and you can put it in your hands, you can actually experience it yourself. Again, we're just going to save a bunch of time, and communicating. I remember, like when you have a keynote deck, you might be sort of paging through there, and it's very linear. And again, like if it can just give you the app and you can experience it yourself, that'll answer most of the questions right there. Again, we'll just have saved ourselves a bunch of time, and whether it's a stakeholder or a user or a tester or a developer, right? We just saved a bunch of time right there. So
cool.
Yeah. So yes, I like everyone else have been really into Pokemon Go.
Oh, you're using the background blur feature?
Yes, I'm using the background blur feature. And
I really like it.
It's great.
I like it because it could be any kind of shape. That's why I like it.
I can. And then it's like anywhere I drag it, right? It's live. Right?
It's like a live piece of glass.
Yeah, that's really nice. So let me see if I can remember how this goes now that I've been playing this through.
Don't pretend you've just played it once, just 5 minutes.
For I mean, it's my job. I need to test things. I need to try. That's how I get away with a lot of things. Like this is what I do. I need to play this game because
play games.
Yes. So I'm just quickly laying out.
That's a good use case. Like, how would you? At Nintendo, at some point, they had to prototype the experience.
Yeah. No, actually, I've been trying to maybe if anyone in chat knows anyone at Niantic, I'd love to hear the story of how they've been developing the app, because I mean it's one of those experiences where you have to play around with it to really figure out what it does. So I'd like to talk with those guys. It's going to be really cool. So here I'm going to just design. I'm going to quickly go in.
And someone is installing XD as we speak.
Oh,
good job!
And it's going to be fast. That's going to happen so that's good.
Yeah, it's still a very light application.
Yes.
And you try to keep it light.
Yep.
That's what I like.
All right. So I'm just going to
would Adobe XD be available with Creative Cloud? Yes.
Yes.
If you're a member of the Creative Cloud, it's part of it. Yes.
It's free.
It's
free right now. If you're
it's a free preview right now. So if you have, I mean, you mean if you are a free member of Creative Cloud, like on the trial part, it's still free. You can still use it because it's a preview, and the goal is to get a maximum of feedback from the community. And this is what we get. I mean, you really play the game. So thanks again.
Yeah.
Again, let me put the link in the chat. User voice. Here we go. And of course, if you are a member of the Creative Cloud, it will be part of it, of course.
All right,
so Pokemon.
Yes. Doing the Pokemon.
Lato. You like Lato.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I've in playing the game for a number of hours, I've grown accustomed to it and quite fond of it now. So. They
use Lato in Pokemon? No.
Yeah, they do.
Really? They embedded Lato?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I thought it was
because
pretty...
Yeah, I thought because Lato is free for the web, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But sometimes, for mobile apps, it's a completely separate license.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised.
I don't know.
Maybe they license it.
That's what the internet told me that they use.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. All right. So
run a quick search.
Let's see. So I'm just going to design my layout, and of course this is going to allow me to show off one of my favorite features that I always enjoy showing off. So let me just kind of get this piece set up here. I'm going to make our little grid of Pokemon caught. I don't have that many, but this maybe will
it's Lato, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. So let's do this here. Do the little experience bar here.
So I'm touching here to learn and get a grasp of the basic knowledge. Good. So yeah. So I mean, you can just watch Talin working.
Yeah.
And you will learn the basics of Adobe XD.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm
maybe Talin, you can explain what is your role. Also?
Oh yeah. Oh sorry. Yes, my name Talin Wadsworth. I'm the I'm the lead designer for Adobe XD. Been working on it for quite a while now. Oh, yeah. And it's been really exciting.
It was Project Comet.
Project Comet before this, and a few other names.
You're working on it since day one.
Yeah. Yes.
So lead designer, what is the role of a lead designer?
Yeah. So lead designer is really to make sure, like, I'm thinking about the experience holistically, basically. So I'm basically helping to inform and lead the sort of overall experience of the app. Those are the workflows that I think that you come in, you hopefully know and love, and kind of keeping my eye on that big picture, always sort of telling and thinking about the user and testing with the user, and then kind of making a recommendation about kind of where the future direction of the app is going, like the key workflows, the key experience, and a lot of that, and the design system of the app. So
and they're asking you, like, do you design future versions of XD with XD?
I do. It was an amazing day.
Just a tricky question.
Yes. Maybe I'll open up one of those and share in a minute. But yeah, that was kind of a crazy day. The whole design team now is designing XD in XD. That was pretty exciting. So, all right. So here I'm just creating my little layout. Right, the layout we know and love from our Pokemon Go app. So I'm going to grab my little layout here, and of course this is my favorite feature, one from the very early days, called Repeat Grid. So you notice on a lot of our apps and in the sort of Pokemon sort of index, you'll notice that the designer's designed a little block and then he's repeated it, and then he's just filled it with the different content and customized it. But we made a tool called the Repeat Grid to make that super fast, and it's one of my favorite features. So I never
very
tired
popular
of this.
also.
Yep. So I just now have my little layout, and I'm going to drop a Pokemon in here in just a second.
So you said this is one item.
Yes, so a couple objects, got some text, got a box there. Yeah, I got a little bar on the bottom, and now I've converted it into a repeat grid. And what that means now, I can grab these handles and just repeat that design element as many times as I want.
Oh, okay. So horizontally, vertically.
Yep.
That's good.
So I'm just going to drag those out. And of course, I can also now continue to adjust my design in real time. So I can, if I need a little more margin space there, kind of adjust it a little more there, maybe a little space. Great. And then if I want to go in there and, of course, adjust any of these elements, what's great is now if I make a change anywhere, it automatically updates. So that's really great. All right, so of course I need to fill this with Pokemon, and I just so happen to have grabbed a bunch of assets.
I mean, that's your job.
Yeah, that's
your job.
Yeah. So, and of course, what's great about the repeat grid too is that now I've designed this nice little box in there, and now I'm going to fill it with my Pokemon. So I have all these images in a folder on my desktop, and I'm just going to drag and drop it right into the repeat grid. Just 64 images.
64. Wow.
Bam. Just drop it right in there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a big time saver.
It is. It's huge. Of course, now I can go in there and adjust those if I need to. We're going to keep this pretty quick, though. So, all right. There we go.
So, Hendaran, you just joined what Adobe XD about.
Yes.
So XD stands for Experience Design first, and Talin is working in XD. He designs screens for the moment. He tried to reproduce the experience that you have with Pokemon Go. But all the teams today working on mobile apps, websites, I mean, every time that a screen is involved, so it could be on the fridge or in a car, a dashboard, you want to master the design, the experience, to test the experience with the users, to convince some stakeholders that this is the right experience. And at this stage, you just want to design and test and prototype. You don't want to waste money and time in developing these screens, you know? So Adobe XD gives you this freedom to very quickly design screens with professional tools. It's a new app, okay, part of the Creative Cloud. It's a preview today, a free preview available for Mac users. The Windows version is about to come later this year. And now he's designing the screens, but you will see that when he will switch to the prototype view, it will make sense. So mostly for phone apps, I would say yes today, because everything is happening on mobile today. Like, that's a big thing. But I have some customers in France who are working on internal websites, you know, so like the intranet, and they use XD also, you know, to prepare the experience. And I would say that more and more projects actually, because here you just have a font size. But what I really like with Adobe XD is that in one single project you can have multiple screen sizes. So you can have the experience on the iPad, the experience on the tablet, on a smartphone, and then on the website, on a watch, on the Apple Watch, and have everything in one single view, which also makes a lot of sense. This is what we call the customer journey. So you can say, okay, he starts on a watch, he receives a notification, or the opposite, like he's on a website, he's subscribed for a product, so you design the experience, and then you see when he will be notified, like on the watch, maybe 1 hour after, because the order is ready. And you have everything in one single project. That's awesome for people to understand the journey. It's very hard today without a tool like this. It's super hard.
It is, and again, like the scale that we're designing for now. Again, when like the minute you start designing an app, a very complex app, you have hundreds of screens, and again, I need a way to test a lot of this and solve a lot of those problems before I get to development. Right, I have to have a lot of those things answered, and so this is here. I'm actually going to wire up the prototype real quick.
Okay, so you will get it. Hendaran, when you will see the prototype view.
So here I'm in design mode. So this is where I have all the design tools. I can make all the tweaks that I need to make. And so here I have my 3 screens. And now I'm going to move over to prototype
mode. And maybe as I was talking,
maybe
you can explain, because I see that the third screen is bigger.
The third screen is bigger.
So you extended just the size?
I extend the size of the screen so that it can scroll.
This is how you can enable scrolling. Good.
And we're going to have more complex scrolling coming soon, but we have a really basic scrolling that I'm going to show off today. So
cool.
So all right, so here I am, and now of course I haven't drawn my Pokeball yet, but I'm going to tap on that to get to the selector screen where I'm going to navigate through the app.
Okay.
So I'm going to now just select that little circle there, and I'm going to tell it to be interactive. So when I tap it, I want to take me to the next screen.
So there is a blue handle. Here we go.
So I can grab that little blue handle, drag and drop it onto the screen next to it, and now I can choose how do I want this to basically animate. So
transition between both screens.
So when I tap the circle, do I want that screen to slide in from the left or slide in from the right or up or down, or do I want it to just basically fade and dissolve?
And MTZ, can you adjust an image adjacent to another image if you use the grid?
In this one, we're working on that, a little more customization around the images. Right now I can drop in and have different images in there, but a little tricky. I can't quite adjust one from the other right now. So I'm just going to choose dissolve here. And then
but there is a trick that I use all the time, like you can create a grid and then break it.
And that's all right, yeah. So here,
this is something you can do.
It is. So actually, let me do that.
And then you have control on all the items.
On all the items, yeah.
And Windows release, this is coming. So yeah, I just received an email, like a public email, no, not an internal one, saying that there is a. So I'm pretty sure we're talking about it.
Yes, getting the sign up ready, getting everybody ready for the Windows release.
Yeah, so you were telling me that you already saw a version running on Windows,
yes.
So this is coming.
Yes.
And we promised before the end of the year.
Yes,
so
before the end of the year.
Coming very soon.
Yep. Team's working as fast as they can. All right, so I'm just going to drag that there. And now, of course, once I have some wires, my screen's all wired up here. I'm going to launch my preview window. Just going to launch another window on the desktop. And now I can go and navigate through my app. So let's see. So now when I tap on that one,
now you have the transition.
Takes me there, nice little dissolve. And then I'm going to tap on, I'm pretty sure that's how we get to our Pokemon index. There we go. And now, of course, I've drug out the artboard, and now I have some scrolling. So now I can scroll through my Pokemon there. So very nice. And of course, one of the features I was talking about earlier, I'm going to show here real quick. Let me just wire up another, and grab another one of these circles here and just paste it over here.
So someone is asking, will there be a dark UI version of XD?
Eventually, yes. Yes, there will.
When Talin says eventually, it means
yes. So
it means he cannot say yes, so he says eventually.
Yes, eventually. we're going to be just like the other Adobe apps in that way.
Yeah. So the other Adobe apps actually you control if you want a light or dark UI.
Yeah.
You even have some
somewhere in between.
Yeah, in between, like dark gray, light gray.
Trying to give everybody a good option. But yeah, that will definitely come eventually, just like the other Adobe apps. All right. So now, I talked about earlier this really cool option we added to prototyping, which is to go back to previous. And I don't have a great example here, but I'm just going to show it off. So basically, what I'm going to do is that basically any way I get to a screen, I can tell basically a button or a piece of the UI to just take me back to the last place that I was when I navigate from it.
So maybe you can create a path from this one and this one.
Yep, I'm gonna wire up both of these to take me to the Pokemon area.
So two ways to go to the third screen.
Yep. So now this one, I'm gonna click on this and say previous artboard. So this is a brand new option in there.
So you won't see any wire?
No, there's no target.
Okay,
there's going to be, let's see if it, there's going to be a new little...
on the left.
Yeah, it's on the left, and then it's going to be a new little icon on there that shows me basically like a little return.
Oh, okay.
A little return
like a
icon.
U-turn.
Yep, yep. So now when I go and I launch the preview window, I go there, it takes me there.
Can you go to screen 2?
Oh, I need another. Let me just do this real quick in real time. In real time, we'll do it live.
Wow. Oh, you don't have to relaunch your prototype.
Nope, no, I have to relaunch the prototype. So there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Screen
2.
Screen 3. Go back to 2.
Screen 2.
Yeah, it's super useful.
Right, and then if I go, now I need a way to go, of course, to get from here to my previous screen. There we go. Okay, now
and this one is
now the loop. Now the loop is there. Okay, there. Take me back to
screen
there.
1. Go to screen
here,
2.
Here.
Go back to screen 2.
There you go. So that we just launched that. That's pretty nice for complex UIs. Yeah, for complex UIs. So you can imagine that you have basically like any back button. Like you could have a back button, just kind of take you back to however you got there.
Which was the? You worked on Flex Mobile?
No, I didn't.
No.
Yeah. I wasn't there.
Because it was part of the framework.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, there was like the back function.
Yeah.
And it would stack in memory all the screens, and then you would just go
back.
Go back. Very useful.
So yeah. So yeah.
So I guess it's also in the Android framework. So I'm talking about Flex because this is the one I remember, but it's in all mobile frameworks. This concept of moving back to the to the previous screen. Too easy. Yeah, you see.
So now one of the other ones I'll show off real quick is I'm going to export my project as a PDF.
Oh yeah, so that's new.
Yep. So that just launched yesterday, and again, this is for. And like I need to send my design to different stakeholders or different people that I collaborate with. And again, we're going to give you a bunch of ways to do that. Like if I need to send the interactive prototype, I can do that. And of course, I can just go up to.
So it would be a PDF with links?
No, not that yet.
Okay. But so interactive prototype is the web version.
Is the web version. So I'm gonna.
So maybe you can show it. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna actually send this to the web real quick. It's actually going to publish this to Creative Cloud and create a link that I can send anywhere.
Maybe we can share it with our friends.
Yeah.
It's adobe.ly/something. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. 29.
W. H.
4Q.
Yeah, 4Q. There you go.
Let's see. Yes.
Launch it up.
Pokemon Go.
There it is.
Okay, so now you can try it in the chat.
Check it out. And of course, so that's one way, right? And that's for me to share with maybe.
It doesn't scroll. Is it normal?
Oh, it should scroll. It's not scrolling?
No.
Oh. Maybe we'll file that as a bug.
Yeah, maybe a bug.
Yeah.
Maybe because there is this button on top. No?
No, I don't think so. Let me.
Oh no, it scroll here.
There you go. There you go.
It scroll
with the trackpad. I was gonna say, yeah. There you go. There it is. All right. So now, of course,
all the engineers watching got scared. So.
Yes, they were very worried. So, of course, so now, again, that's kind of one use case is that I need to send it out. I need to communicate the full interactivity. But for me, for some people, I just need they need a version of the thing they can keep on their machine, or maybe it's something that we're going to be having a conversation back and forth via email. So for that, again, a lot of designers will share a PDF. So now, when you go up to File, Export,
yeah.
One of the options now in the drop down is PDF.
Okay, so what did we have? We had PNG.
We have PNG, SVG.
SVG.
Yep, and PDF. And I can have two choices. I can export it as a single PDF, or I can actually have every artboard be a different PDF.
Okay, interesting.
Yep.
So let's do single. I think.
Yeah. So let's just do single.
It's a better use case.
Yes, indeed. So I'll do this.
Because you can send it by email.
Yep.
As an attachment.
So now I'm just going to go, there it is there on my desktop. And now all my screens are nicely packaged up inside of a PDF.
You should open it in Acrobat.
Oh, I should. Doing the quick version. Let's open it up in Acrobat. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, why Acrobat? Because now you have all the tools.
Now like, if you need to make a comment.
Yeah, you can create some collaboration, getting some feedback. Everything in sync with Document Cloud.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So is it an interactive PDF? No.
No.
Not really.
Not right now. All right. So that's great. Yeah. So those are the kind of key things that this month.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what else we got to.
And so you told me that you were working on the concept of layers.
Yes.
Which is also one of a feature that has been requested from day one, I think.
Yes, from day one.
Where are my layers?
We've been addressing and thinking about very hard.
Yeah, it's a French accent. Yeah. Good guess. Good guess. Especially at the end of the day.
Yes. So again, one of those features that we really want to take our time with and really think really hard about where and how they come in. And last time we was on Twitch, I shared a little bit about layers.
Yeah, you had a first
sneak of it.
So you have something more advanced now?
So we have. It's looking
last time it was
better.
1 month ago.
Yes, it was 1 month ago. It's actually looking quite good now, I'd say.
Oh, yeah?
So, of course, when I click on any of my artboards, I'm seeing now the layers.
So it's there on the left.
Right, for each of those.
Okay,
which is
so
really great.
You only see the layers of the artboard.
And I can go in there and, of course, name these now if I need to. So I'm going to name this guy. This is my icon 1. So now when I export out the assets...
Oh, it will keep the name.
Oh, it did not yet. It will. It will very soon.
Okay, that's the goal.
Yes. So we got some progress on layers going on here, which is really exciting. Everybody who's been asking for them. We'll see them in the next few months sometime.
Yeah.
Gonna get this all finalized and get it ready to go.
Yeah, it looks ready. Just ship it.
Yep.
I trust you.
You're ready. Do it. Doesn't quite work yet. Of course, we're gonna run it. I'm showing off all the bugs, but yeah.
But I like this wheel that you had to really not open a project, because here we have 3 screens. So with Adobe XD, you will quickly.
Yes.
It's so tempting, to create new artboards. I mean, you will end very quickly with 100 screens, 200, 300 screens.
Let's go find one of those.
Someone from Maurice. Good.
Yes, let's go find one of those.
Vic, nice.
All right, so just for an example, we'll show off.
Yeah.
One of the really.
Which is more.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I better upgrade that one.
It was in the email.
Oh, that's right. It was.
It was in the email. So with this new release of Adobe XD, guys, if you already created projects with Adobe XD, you can open them. Make sure you save them.
Yes.
Because the next releases of Adobe XD won't be able to open the old projects,
the old ones
from the first beta. So
it told me right here. It gave me a little alert. All right, there you go.
Whoa!
So here's a project that I did quite a while ago now.
Yeah.
But basically, I have.
It was one of your first sample.
It was one of the very
Even
first.
with Comet.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it still has the Comet logo on there. So this is one of the first really big projects I undertook inside of XD. And again, we have a bunch of versions.
I would say it's realistic.
But definitely. Definitely. I mean, I have different versions, different things I was trying, different ideas, different sizes, right? I have a web version, I have an iPad version, I have an iPhone version. And again, this is all kind of happening within the same document, right? And this is definitely when we go out there and we talk to designers and they open up their files, they more than likely look like this.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure even with Pokemon Go, you have multiple screens, different journeys. I'm pretty sure you have this gigantic project
different
at the end.
sizes.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll launch on an iPad one day, and then we'll all be walking around this giant thing. But and again, from here, I can then wire up any interactivity to any of these, and then I can send out different versions of the prototype. So if I want to go in and I could send out the iPad, and then I could wire it up and do the iPhone version. I could send out different links to everybody to check those out. So yeah.
So what you wanted to avoid is, I opened this project. There are like 300 screens, and I have 4,000 layers. In the panel. That's that's why you were
that's
not
really
4 layers at the beginning.
So here we go. So here's all my artboards.
Oh yeah, you see
here, right? You see
so many artboards.
I have hundreds of artboards here, and what we really want to do is say, okay, when I want to work on this artboard right here, show me just the layers for that artboard.
Because I'm working here.
Yeah, much more manageable set of objects there. And so in our case, when I click around and I go to the different artboards, there they are. But if I click out, now I can see all my artboards again. So yeah.
Nice. Can you briefly show how the screens are linked?
Yes,
we can show it on
let's do
this
that.
one.
Yep. So I'm going to go from design mode, and I'm going to switch over to prototype mode. And now when I select any object on the canvas, it's ready for me to wire up for interactivity, right? So here I'm going to just actually wire this one up to there. Actually, that guy doesn't go. Does he go there? No, actually, this guy. Let's mention this guy here.
Okay.
Great. Oh, look, I have a back button.
Oh,
there's the back button. There you go.
So you say previous screen.
Previous screen. Previous
no
artboard.
brainer.
Yep. Done. There you go. Just select a bunch of these, and then I just go previous artboard. I'm going to do this one to go there. And that guy is going to take me over there. Of course, now we go. Now
so easy to visualize.
Yep. So
now, if I want to see all the paths, is there a way to see everything?
There is. It's not. It's not great right now. What we wanted to do is show you when you sort of click around, you can actually see.
Yeah, you click around.
Yeah, you see kind of where things are going from there.
Okay.
So you can see everything going into or out of that artboard.
Yeah.
Right now. If I wanted to sort of select across a couple artboards, just sort of quickly marquee select, I could see that. We're going to be working on a better way to do that because it's a mess right now. So
it's a mess.
Yeah, when you sort of wire up a really complex app for interactivity, we're working on making that just a better experience. Like so right now you can do it, but we think there's a better way. So we're always kind of working on that. So now we're going to launch my preview window here. And now
we have some sketch users.
Oh, yes.
And they say that's really nice to dose that. I think it's about the layers.
Yeah, the layers.
Because Sketch always shows all artboards, which can be confusing. Yeah, so that's what he wanted to avoid.
Yeah, and that's like the thing is like, this just becomes this massive list, and you need it, but you need it for really specific reasons, And I think that's what we try to do through our research was identify, okay, when do you need layers?
Okay.
Like you need layers when you need to sort of select something that maybe it's hidden, or you select something that's underneath something, or you need to name something for export. Again, you need it for a very specific reason.
And we
wanted to sort of, we wanted to really use that as our inspiration, and really, how, like you said, like when I created this document, without layers, and it worked pretty well, and we wanted to see how far we could go. And
that's the
again,
thing also, like.
Yeah, and really think about like where layers belong, and so I think we've done a pretty good job of finding that, and I think it's going to be really great. So,
yeah, and again, I've been working with so many UX designers, just working with Keynote for years.
Oh yeah,
and
I mean,
you don't have layers in Keynote, so
yeah. So there we go.
Oh, yeah, very cool. And it just works.
Back button's taking us right back to where we were. So we want to start sort of cross-referencing. So maybe we actually do something like maybe this guy takes us for whatever reason down
What's
there.
Cool is that you don't have to relaunch the prototype.
Yeah.
So you just leave the window on the right, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now look, we have this. So we have a button taking us here, and now we have this other button that taking us over to this page from over here, and we have this single back button that just says take us back to previous.
Yeah.
Right. So now let's just go through the workflow. So now I go here, there I am, hit the back button, it takes me there.
Okay.
But now if I go here and I get back to that page through the button I sort of just quickly put here, now when I go to that back button,
it
takes me back to previous. Yeah, there you go.
That's
we just had to have a
stack.
really great, we had to have a big sort of complex app. Yes.
So is it only for iOS? What do you mean? So Adobe XD for macOS today.
macOS, yes.
The preview, but they're working on the Windows version.
We're working on Windows version, and we will have an iOS app as well.
Yeah,
that's also in development.
Okay, so an iOS app
for previewing your prototypes.
Oh, so you mean like the preview?
So basically,
window
take
here.
this window.
This
have
could become
my
my iPhone. And do you aim to make it real time? Because this one is real time. Like if I add something, then I see it right now.
Yep.
Do you think you can do the same with the smartphone?
Yes, we're going to be doing that, and it's actually going to be you'll be able to plug in your iPhone with your USB cable, and it's going to be in real time. Basically, any change will get immediately sent to your prototype on the phone.
So much better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, designing, iPhone screens on a huge Retina screen. I mean, like on a 4K screen, it's very hard to even detect, like, can I read it on iPhone? What is 100% on the screen? And it's very weird. But yeah, if I can have like just my smartphone in front of me, and as I design, I see
just happening in real time.
If I have enough, just space to tap on something. I mean, these kind of basic rules. I mean, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it really gets to the heart, I think, of prototyping, right? I mean, I was just telling the story the other day, like when I was back doing the more traditional design pursuits.
Yeah.
Right. If you were designing a book, you had to print it out and fold it up like a book.
Yeah.
Right. You really, and to solve those problems, you really had to hold it in your hands and actually see it on the page
and feel the reading experience.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And so this is the same thing for prototyping, right? Is that I need to be able to prototype that interactive experience and solve those problems. But then there's just that physicality, that physical problem that I need to solve, which is why I need to see it on my device. And so that's in development right now, and we'll hopefully have more on that before the end of the year too.
Oh yeah, this year too.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
Yeah. So yeah. Yes, lots of amazing engineers doing lots of amazing things all the time on Adobe XD. So new things coming all the time. Yeah. So now, I'll just share this one.
Yeah.
Why not?
Now we have a good team.
Yeah.
And I think also the fact that we share everything with the community.
Yeah.
Having live feedback. Also, it's good. I mean, just from a motivational standpoint for the engineers. Because you release every month a new version. And then they get the feedback.
You get the feedback right away.
That's so cool.
Good or bad? It's all good though. It's all good. Yeah, all feedback is good. Really.
Will there be an Android app too?
There will. There will be an Android app.
So
as
the
well.
same live preview.
Same thing. Live preview
on Android.
On Android. Yep. In development right now.
Oh, already.
Wow. Yep. So yeah, so we'll have those. Again, yeah. So those
Good
are
news.
all working right now.
Yeah,
so
that's good news.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and also you have some UI kits.
Yes,
right?
we do. We do. Of course,
So
if
it
you're
would make
designing
even
with
more
those.
sense.
In fact, I need to add some iOS elements to that. So
you have-
included in the build, yeah, right. You can just go up here from the start screen or from the file menu.
Yeah.
You can go and open up those UI kits that
Which was a new
bundled with
feature,
it.
I remember.
Yep. So we're just going to open up the iOS UI kits, and now I can just copy and paste any of these components right back into my documents. So we go back over here. There it is. And what's great about XD,
it's at the same position.
Same position, right? I copied from an iPhone screen to an iPhone screen, and it just goes paste right in place on any screen. I just have to tap on the screen I want it, and then I'll paste it, and it'll paste right in place. So,
Someone says, iOS app, Android app. I have a Windows phone. At least I can call from it. Yeah. Which is the
hey, but we have look at that right here, Microsoft Windows UI kit. Actually bundled right with it, so you can design for your Windows phone.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
It's a start.
That's good. That's good. Right. We want to make sure we had everybody represented. We still have a lot of Windows Phone developers, but but to tell you the truth, the Windows build, and this might be for all use Windows guys out there, guys and girls, if you're really into Windows, the XD Windows will be a UWP app. It'll be a universal Windows app. So it'll be kind of one of the first of its kind from Adobe.
For Adobe, yeah. It's the first one.
Yeah, first one. And then it's going to be basically we've taken the same rendering engine, put it over into Windows, and it's going to be a whole native UI.
And you have the same performance?
Yeah.
Because performance is key.
That's the goal.
For Adobe XD.
Yeah.
I mean, on Mac, and you can all, let me put the link again, but you can download the app if you're on Windows and try it. What is really shocking is the performance. It's so good.
Yeah.
So fast, and you can have like your project, like 300 screens.
I mean, it's really been
work.
Yeah, it's really been one of those key principles for us from the beginning. Is that when you're working with files this size, you can't be every tiny little moment you have to wait is just like death by 1,000 cuts. And
when you're on the tech side, you may think like, okay, I'm on Mac OS, so I will use native components, build a native rendering engine, and then I have to start from scratch on Windows and just cross my fingers to get the same level. But so you're telling me that on Windows, this will use the same rendering engine?
Same rendering engine. So we've brought it over to Windows.
Okay.
So so we've optimized it for Windows.
Yeah.
We have really smart guys doing that right now. I just was talking about to them earlier. So we got the best kind of working on that, and then we have this amazing development team for Windows that's building a whole new native UWP with the whole native UI on top of it. So integrated into the full Windows 10 experience.
Okay, so tell me something. Maybe you cannot answer, but as a lead designer,
yes,
Talin,
yes,
you know that your app will be on Windows.
Yes,
and on Windows, there are touch devices such as the Surface Pro. As a lead designer,
yes,
do you want to leverage touch gestures or stuff like this?
Yes, I do.
So this is something
kind of
somewhere in your mind.
Yes, it's there. I mean, you can take a Surface Book and just pull off that keyboard, right? Or pull off
Surface
Pro, right? So Adobe XD will be on Windows and be a universal Windows platform app. It will be ready for touch. Okay. And then I'm not gonna promise a ton of crazy things yet. Yeah, but I will say that we will be doing and then hopefully magical things with that. Yeah. I think because of the capabilities, right? We're gonna have touch, we're gonna have the stylus, right? The sort of connected stylus,
so
right?
It can be very precise, drawing something,
right? And just navigating the app needs to be ready for touch. That's really kind of what we're focused on. Is we want to make sure that when we release Windows, it's going to be up to speed with the Mac app, so it's going to be the same app on both platforms.
Nice.
But we want to make sure that it's really feels integrated into the Windows 10 platform.
Okay.
And part of that is being ready for touch. And then, of course, over time, as we continue to develop that, we'll be just discovering even more cool things to do with touch and with the stylus. It's going to be really exciting to see it launched on Windows. So
that's exciting.
Yeah. So what else do you guys want to see? Anything else? What else we got?
Yeah, if you want to see something or ask any questions,
maybe let me see what I can actually show you. Again, kind of putting my money where my mouth is, and actually show you.
In before Adobe XD for iPad Pro, Adobe XD on an iPad Pro, with touch and stylus. Yeah, I think it would make sense, but that's that's something else. It's already another step because having a live preview would be already very cool.
Yes, indeed.
But if you feel somewhere in your
We've
mind,
got a lot going on.
Yeah, that you could port like.
But we definitely
Adobe XD.
We've definitely got our eye
iPad
on
Pro,
it.
that would
We've
be
definitely
crazy.
That would be amazing.
That would be crazy.
That would be amazing. I mean, I think that again, one of our goal, another principle was to be native, right? Like that's one thing we want to be. We want to be fast. We wanted to feel native, and we wanted to bring the best of Adobe design and interactivity as a platform, right, across the board. And so, but again, we have a lot to do, and we want to sort of start where it makes sense. Most designers are designing on Mac right now, on Windows as well. They want to be able to preview on their device and see that full fidelity of their, and that's where we're starting. And so I think that as we kind of keep building piece by piece, the iPad Pro's on our radar.
Oh, Erica wants it on the iPad Pro now.
Yes.
My life would be mad.
I know. I'd love a reason like Adobe XD to use my iPad Pro more.
That would be mind-blowing.
We can dream.
Yeah, let's dream.
Let's dream. Let's see.
Can you tell us about any features you consider must-haves that are not in the app yet? Oh, very good question.
Yes.
Or any features that will blow our minds? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I have one.
I've got a few. What's yours? Tell me yours. Let's hear yours.
Libraries.
Oh,
Symbols, like I design a component. I put it on multiple screens, and let's say, I take a stupid example, but like a rectangle, button. It's on 300 screens, and then I decide, I want to have like 1D corners.
Yeah.
And I don't want to change it like 300 times.
And you want to have thought like, I got to make this like a thing, like a style, or like we're working on it. I wish I wish I was ready to share more on that, because there definitely are some things around libraries that right now I'm kind of blowing my mind a little bit.
Oh, so this would be the blow your mind feature.
Yes, it would. I can't share it today because it's still pretty early. And again, we've been doing a lot of like testing on that. Again, that's our whole thing, is that we've been, like I'm designing in XD prototypes that I then test with designers, and then sometimes we'll build a prototype with engineers, right? So we'll have something that actually works, and we'll be testing that. And so we've got a lot of the things like that in the works that I wish I could share. Collaboration, of course, I'd love to see better collaboration as well. That's another thing.
Yeah, collaboration would be cool.
Yeah.
Also, a simple feature would be cool would be scrolling, but just in not the full screen, but just one part of it. That would be cool. What else do I miss? I mean, not so many features actually. And then it's more about connecting people. So collaboration. Yeah. A good way to export assets. Maybe a good way to communicate with Photoshop. Would be cool. Yeah. And also, I mean, ideally, if we could be like multiple designers working on the project, because this is usually what I see in agencies. Yeah. Like you have 3 designers but working on the same app. Yep. And you don't want to have 3 different project files. Yeah. So that would be my my personal roadmap. Yeah, that'd be amazing. And I think that's something that I know working on our team even, right? The minute we all start working on something and we put it into 3 different files, the minute it's out of date. Right, and then we have to do all this work later on to make it consistent, because somebody being their designer self will go in there and change something, and we'll all love it, but now we have to go back and change it everywhere it's been used. And again, I think you were talking about that with like symbols and libraries and collaboration. There's just like this whole thing that it's I gotta say, it's blowing my mind. I think some of our plans there, and we'll hopefully be sharing more of that soon. So because I mean, in this case, it's not just about the app. I mean, you need the cloud infrastructure. I mean, you need something that is not on your desktop. So which we do have. We do have. Oh, but actually, Creative Cloud. Yeah, in Creative Cloud, and now that I'm using all the time, smart objects in the cloud. Yeah. When I work with Rufus, for instance, we use it all the time, and he focuses on just one symbol. It's in my PSD, and I'm notified like there is a new version. I just update it. Yeah. Not I'm used to that. Yeah. I know it's because I think one of the things that people are doing a lot
now is at a big company like Adobe or like someplace like Airbnb, who we go over there and chat with those guys all the time because they're right around the block. But you'll have a team that's really focused on that big design system, right? Those at a component level, like what do the icons look like, right? What do the buttons look like
the search button,
like all those things. And you have a team and with really professional people doing amazing work. And again, like their challenge is, how do I share that with a group of people and make sure that I know that they're always up to date. That whatever prototype ends up in front of a user or maybe an executive, looks the way it is, using the right components. And I think that's a big challenge for a lot of big design teams. And I think even for the sort of individual designer or contractor, again, that's even a workflow that I think that they need to work with as well, as they might have kind of, again, those UI kits they always go back to and reference, or maybe that set of icons they always use. And so again, I'm really excited about the libraries. That's what I really want to see in the app. Oh, also, this is one, I don't know, I mean, as we've all kind of developed our skills and honed them around, building these interactive prototypes, we want more control and we want more finesse and nuance when it comes to sort of, describing motion or using interaction. And so, right, so cool. Doing those micro interactions or like, really like triggered animation.
I was shocked to see like in agencies, the number of UX designer, interactive designers, working in After Effects, to express, but simple moves, simple transitions. But it's part of the experience. It is. You cannot deny it. So.
You can't. And I think you see something like material design, where they're really right. There's a methodology. There's a meaning. There's metaphor and meaning behind animation and effects, and the UI starts to tell a story, right? And when you have very complex UIs, it's really helpful, right? It's another tool that we have as designers to tell a user, describe to them where they are or where they should go next. And again, I think that as we continue to grow Adobe XD, we're going to be adding, I think, more tools and features that are focused on, again, expressing a much more kind of rich and dynamic and nuanced, UI, and give the designers those tools. Because I think that's what the modern app or product designer needs. They need great design tools, motion interaction, just ready and available right from the get-go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I am Howard is apparently he knows Flinto.
Oh yeah,
and there is a way apparently in Flinto where you can make a navigation bar fixed while content is scrolling. Yeah. So that's what I was expressing. That would be cool to have something.
More scrolling.
More scrolling
in the works. So we've got a very we've got a very basic version of scrolling, but more to come on that one.
And the library thing should include Adobe Bridge.
An Adobe Bridge user.
Oh, actually, I disagree, because Adobe Bridge is a library of files. When if you look at the concept of Creative Cloud libraries, we're not talking about files anymore, but more design elements.
Yes.
So symbols, graphic assets, colors, textiles.
Yeah, textiles.
Oh my God, if we could link, like let's say
like a global textile.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Or like global colors, like in Illustrator, and global textiles.
Yeah, that'd be huge. I
like
mean, I remember
H1, H2, like in the web, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be really
because
cool.
Like let's say they decide to use Lato, and discover, oh my God, the license is $10,000. We need to switch to a new font.
You're gonna go in every individual file and like change those. No, I think, but I was laughing also because I still kind of have the soft spot for Bridge. Bridge back in the day was like. It was the only thing that could like preview InDesign files or Illustrator files. This is a while ago, but
still a lot of users. But these are for files. And I don't want files.
No, we don't.
XD,
definitely. But so lots of cool stuff. And again, like everybody, I would love. I mean, again, the most exciting thing for us is when people use XD and then give us feedback.
And good feedback about animation. Someone's talking about. Also, a lot of XD. UX designers are using CSS animations, which is easier than After Effects, which is true. So I don't know. Maybe one day there will be also some.
Like code extract, maybe
make
extract some kind
CSS.
Of again, that's something really great about building an app from the ground up.
Although CSS is for the web.
It's for the web.
But still, there will be a lot of users using it for the web. So if you can export some CSS, or what would be dope would be to export some information. Such as, measurements, like the relationship between your components. Or the styles.
So
and then have a kind of framework where you can choose to export either in CSS or
Yeah.
Xcode. You
Yeah.
know, that would be cool.
It's definitely things that have come up on user voice. Again, everybody should go, if you've downloaded the app, go check out our user voice and give us that feedback, again, because we're always we're always looking at that and taking feedback, and this helps us prioritize kind of what's going up next. So yeah, you're totally right. Like being able to share like this kind of information, right? Like as, you know,
and document it, so I can plug it to a framework that will export to. Yeah, that would make sense. I think.
Yep.
This is something actually Tom Crosser works in the team.
Yeah.
He did something in Illustrator back in the days.
Yeah.
Where he would take like vector shapes and convert to Xcode, I think. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, it was a panel directly in Illustrator. Yeah. That was dope.
I mean, extensions, that's what I also want to see one day in Adobe XD. Because I think, we have a great history at Adobe of like people building, right, extending, our apps as well. So we hopefully one day we'll have some of that too. So
cool. And it's time, Talin.
Yeah.
It's already time.
Oh, I can't believe
that. So
Michael, always a pleasure.
Next, it will be Voodoo Val, just in 1 minute. Thank you, Talin, for sharing all this great news.
Michael, always a pleasure.
Always cool.
Yeah.
And
thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us.
So, and I guess you got it, but we really try to bring the Adobe XD team every month, every time there's something new, just to share with you what's new.
Yep.
The replay will be available on YouTube actually tomorrow morning.
Yep. Chicken and waffles, Rob.
Yeah.
Zilla coming back.
And come back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time, for more Photoshop Learn masterclasses and more video, modern workflows with Jason, and DJ Cutman will finally animate this album cover for Will.
Nice.
Okay, bye guys.
See you guys
tomorrow.